Ladies and gentlemen, there's a quiet power that exists in the shadows, far from the noise and distractions of the crowd. In a world where everyone is trying to be seen, where every achievement is instantly broadcast and every opinion is shared within seconds, there is something noble, powerful, and deeply transformative about choosing to build yourself quietly. This isn't about hiding, it isn't about fear or invisibility, it's about strength. It's about growth. And it's about creating a foundation so strong that when you do emerge, the world won't be able to ignore the force you've become. We often think that to be successful or to make an impact, we need to be loud. We need to show people our progress, our plans, our potential. But true growth happens in silence. A tree doesn't make noise while it grows. The roots deepen quietly. The branches stretch toward the sky with patience and persistence. That's how you should build yourself, quietly, deliberately, and without the need for applause. So how do you do this? How do you become someone formidable? Not because you told everyone you were becoming it, but because one day they simply realized that you are. There are 6 essential ways to do it. 6 paths to inner power that, if followed with discipline and integrity, will allow you to transform yourself without making noise. And when the time is right, your results will speak louder than any words ever could. The first way is through self-discipline. This is where it all begins. Without discipline, all dreams remain dreams. Discipline is the ability to do what you said you would do long after the excitement has passed. It's waking up early when you don't feel like it. It's saying no to temptations that derail your focus. It's doing the work in the dark that no one else sees. When you build discipline quietly, you are forging armor. You're training your mind to obey your deeper desires, not your passing impulses. And here's the truth. Discipline is not sexy. It's not Instagrammable, but it is transformational. The disciplined life builds itself while the world is busy talking. Then there's knowledge. Build your mind. Read, listen, observe. Learn from those who've walked the path before you. Knowledge is power, but not if it sits unused. Quietly become the most informed person in the room. Quietly sharpen your thinking, your vocabulary, your decision-making. While others are debating on social media, you are understanding ideas, refining your perspective, and preparing to offer something valuable. Knowledge is not about sounding smart. It's about being effective. The quiet learner becomes the loud leader when it's time to execute. The third way is physical strength and wellness. Take care of your body. It is your vehicle, your vessel, your power source. You don't need to announce every workout. You don't need to post every meal. You just need to show up for yourself consistently. Exercise in silence. Eat to nourish, not to impress. Rest when needed. Push when required. The stronger your body, the more endurance you'll have to chase your vision. The healthier you are, the clearer your mind will be. When you look after your body without seeking validation, your energy will radiate on its own. People will ask you what you're doing differently. They'll feel the presence you bring into a room. That's the power of physical discipline practiced quietly. Another way to build yourself quietly is by mastering your emotions. Emotional intelligence is the foundation of mature decision-making and meaningful relationships. Learn to feel without reacting. Learn to respond instead of retaliating. When you're angry, breathe. When you're anxious, observe. When you're joyful, be present. The world doesn't need to know what you're feeling at every moment. Not every emotion needs to be shared publicly. Grow your emotional resilience in silence, and you'll become someone who can lead, who can love, and who can live without being a slave to their feelings. It takes tremendous strength to not let the world shake your center. That strength is earned in quiet reflection, not in external validation. The fifth way to build yourself quietly is through financial responsibility. Your money habits speak volumes about your future. Save quietly, invest wisely, spend with purpose. You don't need to show off what you're earning or buying. You don't need to compare your life to others. The richest people in the world often dress simply, speak humbly, and avoid the spotlight. Why? Because wealth is not about impressing people, it's about freedom. Build your financial independence in silence. Learn about money management. Create multiple income streams. Eliminate unnecessary debt. Your future self will thank you. And when you have the resources to walk away from things that don't serve you, you'll understand the power of quiet financial growth. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, build your character. Who are you when no one is watching? What principles guide your choices? Do you speak with integrity? Do you follow through on promises? Character is built in the moments when you could cut corners but choose not to. It's built when you admit your mistakes, when you lift others up, when you do the right thing, even if no one will ever find out. The most powerful people are not always the loudest. They're the ones with unshakable character. They don't need to boast about their values. They live them. And over time, that creates trust, respect, and legacy. Character is what makes you unforgettable, not your resume, not your following, not your image. And it is built quietly, brick by brick, decision by decision. Now you might be thinking, isn't it lonely to build quietly? Isn't it hard to keep going without recognition? Yes, it is, but it's also liberating. When you detach from the need to be seen, you free yourself from the chains of approval. You start acting based on purpose, not applause. And over time, something beautiful happens. People begin to notice, not because you shouted, but because you showed. You didn't tell them you were changing. You became the change. You didn't ask for respect. You earned it. And that kind of recognition is far more lasting than the fleeting attention of the internet. We live in an age where everyone wants to go viral, but the truth is, the things that go viral often fade just as quickly. You are not a trend. You are not a performance. You are a force in the making. And forces don't ask for permission to exist. They rise quietly until their presence is undeniable. This doesn't mean you can't celebrate your wins or share your journey with others, but the core of your transformation must be sacred. Protect it. Build it like a fire in the forest, guarded from the wind, slowly growing until it becomes self-sustaining. The world doesn't need to see the sparks. They'll feel the heat when the time is right. Remember, silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. You don't reveal your every move. You don't explain your every change. You simply evolve. And that evolution, when done consistently, patiently, and with intention, becomes unstoppable. So start now. Start with discipline. Decide that your life is worth the effort it takes to shape. Choose to make decisions that align with your future, not just your feelings. Feed your mind with truth and ideas, not distractions and noise. Move your body with respect and care. Master your emotional state so that you can navigate any storm. Guard your money so it serves your vision. And live with character so that everything you build rests on a foundation that can't be shaken. And as you walk this path, there will be temptations to shout. There will be moments where recognition feels like oxygen and obscurity feels suffocating. But resist the urge. Keep your eyes on your mission. Build yourself so well that by the time they notice, it's already too late to deny what you've become. There's a special kind of power in the person who rises without noise. There's an elegance in the unseen preparation. There's a dignity in the process. So if you're in that season right now, building, struggling, trying, growing, know that you are exactly where you need to be. Your silence is not empty. It is full of purpose. Your work is not invisible. It is foundational. And one day you'll step into the light, not because you craved attention, but because you became too powerful to ignore. And when that day comes, you won't need to explain how you got there. The results will speak for themselves. The quiet years will make sense. And the world will see what you've known all along, that greatness is not born in noise, but in the still, steady rhythm of becoming. So keep going. Build yourself quietly. The world doesn't need another echo. It needs an original. It needs someone who chose depth over display, someone who chose to plant instead of post, someone who chose legacy over likes. That someone is you.